Hey, hey, y'all, Bryn Lang in the house, whoop, whoop. Super excited to be here with you guys today, the day after Christmas. I hope you guys had an amazing, amazing time with your family. I actually had a lot of people reach out to me and ask me if I was okay. I don't know about you, but Christmas for me is a time to not be on my phone and to spend every single waking moment with my family, enjoying the reason for the season, praising Jesus. So we do not take a cajillion pictures on Christmas. I completely stay off of social media and all things being online. So yes, I'm okay. What is up, you guys? How y'all doing? Super excited to see you guys pop in on a Saturday. I can't remember the last time I went live on a Saturday, but I had something really, really important that I wanted to talk to you guys about today because I want every single one of you to hit whatever big, amazing, beautiful goals you have for 2021. So we are entering the time of year where people start to make what we love to call New Year's resolutions. But the sad part about it is most people are giving up on their resolutions within the first week, 2 weeks, certainly within a month. So I want to help you guys today. I want to help you get to your goals. By the way, as you pop on, hashtag live if you're catching this live, hashtag replay if you end up catching this on the replay. As always, I will take some whoop whoops because they're my favorite. You guys can show me all of the hearts. We're going to get excited. I'm going to help you guys crush today. And I want you guys to hear this because I think it's really important. Last year in 2019, I sat down the day after Christmas and I decided that I was ready to do things differently. I decided that I was going to have big, hairy ball goals, and nobody was going to tell me that I couldn't crush those goals. But I needed to do some really important mindset work in order to get my brain where it needed to go to crush those goals. Okay? And I'm going to lead you through some things today that I think will really, really help you. And I know it's not super popular to talk about starting right now, the day after Christmas, but most people want to still party. They want to relax. They want to do all the things. They want to, end the year. But here's what I want you to know. It may not be popular to start moving towards our goals and start taking action on them the day after Christmas. But what's popular ain't gonna get you to your goals, boo-boo. What's popular is quitting. What's popular is not making a plan, because when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Okay? What's popular is telling yourself that if you don't hit your goals, it's okay. I'm here to give you the real talk. Okay? And what I'm going to say today probably isn't going to be popular. And I don't really care, because my goal is to make sure that every single one of you hit your goals. I don't care if they're financial goals. I don't care if they're business goals. I don't care if they're health goals, weight loss goals, whatever goals you have going into the new year. I want you to know that you can hit them, but you need to start right now. Okay? So if you're ready to start right now, I want you to tag anybody that you know that also has 2021 goals. And I want you to put in the comments, I am ready now. Okay? Because we're going to do this together. Now, last year in 2019, I sat down and I looked over my year and I thought to myself, you know what I did this year? I played small. I let the thoughts and the opinions of other people hold me back from creating exactly what I wanted to create in this life. So I sat down and I wrote down my goals and I took some time to really think over, what did I really want to create in 2020? And I want to share with you guys that the work that I did in order to hit those goals helped me not only hit them, but absolutely smash through them. So at the end of 2019, my goal for my coaching business, the Badass Academy, a lot of you are a part of that. Thank you for being a part of it. I love you guys. Was to to make $226,000 in my coaching programs. And I was shooting big. I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. I think the previous year I might have done like 20 grand, maybe total. And I was scared. I was like, oh man, that's a lot. Y'all, we smashed over $500,000 in that business alone in income this year. Because I believed, and I didn't let anybody tell me that I couldn't do it. So I want you to stop telling yourself that you can't do it. I also set a goal to become a millionaire. Check. Also set a goal to buy us our dream house on a lake. Check. Why am I sharing this with you? Not to brag. There's not one part about me that is egotistical, if you know me. I share this with you because I'm just a small town girl, a child of sexual abuse. At one time, you could probably call me a drug addict. I was arrested for shoplifting in college at our conference tournament, actually. I want you to know that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. You can create anything you want out of your life. You just have to make a choice. So we're going to start today. I want you to sit down and I want you to write down your big, hairy ball goals for 2021. And you know what we're not going to have? We're not going to have excuses. Okay? Those who do not hit their goals have a lot of excuses. Let me just tell you, we all have hard shit in our lives. Every single one of us. We don't get to come out of this life unscathed. We don't. There was nobody ever promised that we were going to have an easy life. Okay? So we all have hard shit. I want you to commit to not making excuses about not having enough time, about having other priorities. Here's what I want you to ask yourself, okay? All those things that you said you wanted to do last year, I want you to look back at it. Those things that you didn't accomplish. And instead of saying, I just didn't because I didn't have enough time, okay? I want you to say, I didn't because it wasn't a priority. I didn't do it because it wasn't a priority. Hits a little different, doesn't it? Do you kind of feel that in your gut a little bit? Kind of go, ooh. I didn't hit my health goals because it wasn't a priority. I didn't hit my weight loss goals because it wasn't a priority. I didn't hit my business goals because it wasn't a priority. That changes it up a little bit, doesn't it? So I want you to make your goals a priority, okay? So I want you to start now. And the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to look back over 2020 and look at all the goals that you had. Number one, I want you to say, if I didn't hit them, it's because it wasn't a priority. I don't want any excuses. I don't want you to say 2020 was hard. We got stuck at home. Yeah, 2020 was hard for everybody. We all in this together. Nobody came out of 2020 unscathed. You're going to say, I didn't hit that goal because it wasn't a priority. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to analyze backwards, okay? This is something that I teach all of my coaching clients. It is the most important part of my system. And if you haven't learned my system yet, you need to get into my mastermind because I teach it and I preach it. And this system is what has helped me hit every single goal I've ever hit in my entire life, okay? But one of the most important parts of my system is what I like to call analyzing backwards. And see, most people don't do this. We analyze moving forwards, okay? We overanalyze moving forwards, which is why most people never hit their goals too, because they're too damn scared to move forward. They're scared of what other people might think. They're scared of, oh my gosh, like, can I do this? No, I don't want you to overanalyze moving forward. I want you to move forward. I want you to take action, okay? 99% of people fail because they never take action in the first place, but I want you to analyze backwards. I want you to look at 2020. And I want you to get your mind in the right place. And I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions, okay? What worked? What did I do in 2020 that worked towards my goals? Even if it was a little tiny teensy thing. Even if you didn't hit your goals, okay? even if it's just a small little thing that you did. What did you do that worked in 2020? Okay. The second question I want you to ask is, what did I do that did not work? What did not work in 2020? Maybe it was the way you talked to yourself. Maybe it was making excuses. Maybe it was telling yourself that you suck. I don't know. Whatever it was. What did not work? Maybe it was you in 2020. And then the last question I want you to ask yourself is, how can I improve? How can I improve? How can I make what did work even better? How can I make what didn't work better? Okay. And then I want you to commit to this. I want you to commit to doing that every day. At the end of every single day, I want you to analyze backwards in 2021. Why? It's the fastest way to your goals. Because if you sat down every single day at the end of the day and you asked yourself those 3 questions, what worked today? What didn't? And how can I improve it? If you asked yourself that every single day at the end of the day, do you know how much faster you would get to your goal? Why? Because you are literally able to tweak every single day. Because you can look and you can see, okay, this worked, this didn't. How can I improve both? And then the next day you can take action on what you realized. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. Can you imagine if you did that every single day in 2021? Where do you think you would be at the end of the year? Probably a lot further along than you are now. So I want you to take a long, hard look in the mirror today. Every goal you didn't hit, I want you to say that wasn't a priority. And then I want you to analyze backwards for the year 2020. I want you to get reflective. Okay, it's important. Now, the second thing is, I don't want you to feel guilty for not hitting your goals. Okay? One of the second biggest reasons why people don't hit their goals is because they live in the past. And they're constantly beating themselves up for what they didn't do last time. Well, let me just tell you, boo-boo, you don't get to move forward. You don't get to go and do big things if you're constantly focused on what you did or didn't do in the past. Okay? I'm not even focused on the fantastic things that we ended up accomplishing in 2020 because I want to think bigger for 2021. Why? Because it's important. So I don't want you to beat yourself up. I don't want you to feel guilty for not doing it. Okay? I want you to get your mind right now. Okay? Now, after you analyze backwards, I want you to sit down and I want you to really, truly ask yourself, what do I want to create in 2021? What do I really, truly want to create? Financially, health-wise, personally, in my relationships, in my marriage, in your parenting, maybe it's traveling, whatever it is, okay? I want you to sit down and I want you to ask yourself, what do I really, truly want? And I don't want you to play small. And I don't want you to let anybody else's voice get in your head and tell you that you're not capable of doing any of those things, because you are capable of doing whatever you want to do when we don't make excuses and we make it a priority. Okay? So I want you to sit down and I want you to ask yourself these questions, because let me tell you, if you don't know what it is you want, do you really think you're going to get there? And then once you figure out what it is that you really want, I want you to emotionally tie yourself to that. Okay? So you want to retire your husband this year. That's a fantastic goal. Okay? Well, what would your life look like when you did that? Like really, truly, what would that mean to you to retire your husband? What would your Tuesday mornings look like? What would your Thursday afternoons look like if you retired your husband? What about if you really, truly lost that 50 pounds that you have been wanting to lose for the last 10 years? What would your life look like on a daily basis if you lost that 50 pounds? Well, you might feel kind of incredible. You'd be a lot healthier. You'd be rocking and feeling amazing in that swimsuit in the summertime, right? I want you to emotionally connect to it, because if you're not emotionally connecting to it and you're not really envisioning what it would look like when you hit that goal, you're probably not going to hit that goal. Because here's the thing. Are you ready? Also not popular. It's going to be hard. You have to work. I don't care what your goal is. You want your marriage to be better? That takes hard work. It takes, making decisions and choosing to love somebody even when they are annoying the crap out of you sometimes, or doing things that you can't stand. It's still choosing to sit down and write them a love letter when you don't feel like it, right? Anybody been there? It's going to be hard. Embrace the hard. There's nothing wrong with hard, okay? Choose your hard. You can feel like you feel at the end of 2020, or you can choose a different hard. The kind of hard that is going to get you to where you want to go. Okay? So the next thing that I want you to do, hold on, I gotta get a drink. I just love you guys, by the way. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for being a part of my journey in 2020. I hope you stick around for 2021. I got some really exciting things planned for you. And if you're not in my mastermind yet, what the hell are you even doing with your life, by the way? I mean, why wouldn't you want to work with me every day? Okay. Also not popular. I want you to take a look at your habits. This, for me, was probably the biggest thing that I had to reflect on in the end of 2019 going into 2020. My coach had me sit down and start reading a book called The Greatest Salesman in the World. And we started on the scrolls, which you read 3 times a day. And it's very time consuming and it was really annoying at first. But do you know what the first scroll was? How many of you have read the scrolls? I will form good habits and become their slave. Yeah, that one was really annoying to me at first. I did not like reading this one 3 times a day. But something happened a couple weeks in. I will form good habits and become their slave. I realized that just reading that scroll was starting to become a habit. And although I didn't enjoy it at first, I started to look forward to it because it became part of my routine. I want you to ask yourself, what were your habits in 2020? Were they good habits? Did you make your bed every morning? Did you get up at the same time every day? Go to sleep at the same time every night? Did you get enough sleep? Did you take care of yourself? Did you do self-care? Did you move your body? Did you eat right? Did you show up and work your business every day? Did you take one step forward towards your goals every single day? What did your habits look like? Your habits will make or break your success in absolutely anything you do. Habits are hard. But if you want to be successful in anything, you have to have good habits. How many successful people do you know that are lazy? How many successful people do you know that constantly give excuses or complain or speak negative things out loud? How many successful people do you know that don't get up early or go to bed early or work out every day? Probably not very many, because your habits matter. Okay? So I want you to take a look at what your habits are currently and ask yourself, do my habits align with my goals? The answer is probably going to be no. I had to really take a long, hard look in the mirror on this one. My habits weren't so good at the end of 2019 either. Okay? Do my habits align with my goals? Because if your habits are not aligning with your goals, you're not going to get to your goals. Your habits matter. And here's the thing. You don't have to change everything at one time. Why a lot of people don't hit those New Year's resolutions, I actually talked about this in my stories today, is because they try to change everything at one time. They try to change all of their habits. That's too much. You do get that when you do that, you're setting yourself up for failure. So here's what I want you to do. I want you, over the next, forever, is once a week, tackle a new habit. Okay, so start with one thing. Maybe that's setting your alarm clock for an hour earlier every day and learning how to get up earlier. Because maybe you're not putting that time in for a workout in the morning, or maybe you're not putting that time in to work. Okay? But if you did get up an hour earlier, you'd put that time in. So what if that's just the one thing you changed over the next week? Just one thing. Okay? And then what you do is the following week after that, you choose another thing. You keep doing the first thing, but you just simply add on the next thing. So in week number 2, you're now working on habit number 1 and habit number 2. And then in week number 3, you add on habit number 3. Do you see how that sets you up for success so much better than trying to do all of it at one time? I don't want you to fail. Okay? Now, the last thing that I want you to understand, and this is going to be extremely unpopular. I just love all these unpopular things. These unpopular things are going to make you money, and they're going to help you lose weight, and they're going to help you get healthier, and they're going to help you have better relationships and a better marriage. These unpopular things are kind of pretty great. You're not going to like this one. I don't want you to hit the snooze button. How many of you are snooze button hitters? Ooh, probably a lot. Don't lie. Don't lie to me. I could see through the camera at your faces. You're going, she's talking right to me. How many of you are snooze button hitters? You can't hit the snooze button. Let me tell you why. This is going to blow your mind, okay? You've probably heard me say it over and over again. Everything we think, we say, we do, the more often we do it, we are forming pathways in our brains. Okay? So the more you tell yourself that you suck, the more you will literally suck. Like you will have formed that pathway in your brain and it will be that much harder to get out of it. Okay? The reason I don't want you to hit the snooze button is because every time you do that, you are digging a deeper and deeper trench in that pathway of your brain telling you that you are a procrastinator. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Let me ask you, those of you who hit the snooze button, do you procrastinate in other things? Is it easy for you to wait until the last minute to do anything and everything? You formed that in your own brain when you hit the snooze button. So I want you to stop hitting the snooze button. Because we are going to form new pathways in your brain moving into 2021. No more snooze button, no more procrastinating. If you procrastinate in one thing, you will most likely procrastinate in all things. And we are not procrastinators. We are badasses. And we are going to hit our goals in 2021. And we are going to do it together. Okay? And I just want you to know, I have your back, man. I want to see you succeed in every area of your life. I tell my coaching clients and I tell my team all the time, my job is not just to make you a better business owner. My job is to help make you a better human. Because amazing humans are the ones who go out and they change this freaking earth. Okay? And I want to do it with you. I have some big things coming in 2021. I want you to stay tuned. I want you to keep your eyes out for what I got going on. And if you're not in my Becoming a Badass Mastermind, I know I talk about it all the time. You need to get in there. Okay, $67 a month to work with me day in and day out and a fantastic group of people. Super inexpensive to get you to where you want to go. And I will tell you, those big things that I have coming in 2021, the people who are in my mastermind with me are going to get first dibs. Okay? I want to help you. Let's be badasses together. Now, let's go be unpopular. Let's go do the unpopular things. I believe 100% that at the end of 2021, you could be in a completely different place than you are today because I've done it and I can show you how. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Hashtag value in the comment box if you found value in this. If you want to connect with me more, you can go to my website. It's in my bio, thebrynlang.com. You can join my free group. There's also a link to that in my bio. Let me help you. Love you guys. Peace.